Today we are talking about the 10 handbag essentials everyone needs. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. So I feel like I kind of compiled this list over time as I've been buying more handbags and things to hack the handbag and get them to work better for me, better for wear and tear, care, all of this stuff. We're talking about it in this video. So we have 10 items and let's just jump right into it. So the first thing is a dust bag. Most luxury designer handbags do come with their original dust bag, but I highly recommend getting a dust bag if your bag doesn't come with one. This is really important for storing because you don't want to store the bag inside the box. The leather needs to breathe and all of that. So it's really important to just store it in the dust bag away from sunlight so you can keep the dust out of it. And if you have multiple bags together, you don't happen to get color transfer on it and all of this stuff. I know this is not best practice because all of my bags are just stored inside, but I usually travel with the dust bag. So I keep the bags inside the dust bags and then I pack them so they don't get smushed, they don't get dirty, they don't get damaged, and it's perfect. I really like the Pollen handbags. They're really thick and I really like this cinching material. I've noticed the Louis Vuitton dust bags are not very thick. They're just really thin. So I usually prefer using a Pollen dust bag. I've also gotten satin dust bags. So if I have bags with crystals or beads on them, I usually use the satin dust bags instead. You can find them on Etsy. You can find them on Amazon. They're relatively cheap if your bag doesn't originally come with the dust bag. But yeah, I highly, highly recommend getting a dust bag if you don't have one already. The next thing to protect your bag is a bag organizer. I have a bag organizer for most big bags. I think I have one for my Go Yard. I have one for my Keep All. I used to have one for my Neverfull, my Neo Noe, my Dior book tote. We have organizers for almost all the big bags. Not because it really needs the organization. I'm going to be honest. This organizer from Zuboni is great. And I do have a discount code with them. I'll leave all of the information in the description box below. And yes, this has interior pockets that the Go Yard, for example, doesn't have. But I really don't use those pockets per se. I really just use it to keep the interior of the bag clean. I've kind of told this story before, but when I used to have my Neverfull, I think I came out of an interview or I was working at the time with my Neverfull and I went to happy hour with one of my friends. And, we're just chatting and cutting up the food and whatever. And she accidentally flings blue cheese into my Neverfull. And you guys know the Neverfull is kind of an open tote. There's no zipper or anything like that. And it falls in there. And I think that if I didn't have an organizer, it could have been really bad. I could have stained the inside of the bag. Not to mention blue cheese is not the best smell. So it was really easy to just take out the organizer and just vacuum inside of it. If I really needed to, I could have washed the organizer probably. So I really like having an organizer for all of my bags. For some of my bigger bags, I think they're even more essential, like the Dior book tote. That one, I'm able to put my laptop inside of the organizer. So it has a little bit more structure to the bag. I just think that having an organizer is essential if you have a bigger bag. The organizer does take up space in the bag, so I usually don't use them for really small bags. So my Nano Speedy, I'm probably not going to get an organizer for it. It just limits the capacity of the bag a little bit. But if you are looking to protect the interior of the bag, I really think that this is essential. Now moving over to some accessories to accessorize your bag. Starting off with a Twilly. I was very much, I think when I first started creating content or buying handbags in general, I was very much we don't need a Twilly. You don't need a luxury designer Twilly. And you are absolutely right. I am absolutely right. I don't know how at some point I ended up with so many designer Twillies, but you can very much get one from Etsy or Amazon for a couple bucks, maybe $10. And it has the same purpose for the bag. So I would like to put that out there. You don't need a designer Twilly to do so. But there's so many different ways you can dress up your bag with a Twilly. You can tie different bows on it. You can wrap the handle. I did get matching Dior Toile de Jouy Twillies for my book tote to wrap the handles around it to protect the handle from getting dirty. So I feel yes, the Twilly changes up the look a little bit, but there's also so many different ways that you can use it to your advantage. So it protects the bag as well. For example, I just have a little bow on my Picotin. This has no other purpose other than aesthetics. But I think it is so cute. I think it just adds a little pop of color to a white bag, and I love how it looks. There's so many different ways that you can accessorize your bag with just Twillies. and they are super lightweight and it's just really easy to use. The next way you can accessorize your bags are with straps. I have a ton of straps, as you can see, and I even take some of the straps that come with certain bags and I put them on other bags that like may not be so fitting. And I love doing that. And that's why I try to get bags that have a removable strap. This strap from Senreb has been one of my favorite straps to use. It's just like a pearl chain strap. And my best friend actually used this bag, I think for like a holiday party or something. And she tucked in the strap like this. And then she attached the strap just like this. And it is so freaking cute. I love being able to do this because I have bags that are inherently crossbody bags. And I'm able to attach a shoulder strap length chain or strap to it. And then I'm able to then wear it as a shoulder bag. I even have this like chunky chain here. Very similar thing where you can just kind of attach it to any bag and use it like that. Or you can even like drape it, like for a bigger bag, you can even drape it kind of like in front of the bag. So it has a little bit of like a chain accent to it. I just love the way this looks. There's just so many different ways you can accessorize your bags with different chains. I also have this chain from Senreb as well. It's a gold chain with little pearls on it. And this is just a plain shoulder bag chain length. You can also take any bag that already has a strap to it. So as long as it kind of matches, like my Louis Vuitton Nano Speedy, it comes with a chain strap. But if you already have a vachetta strap, you can also like put that on as well. So there's so many different ways you can dress up your bag or change it up based on the strap and have it like match your outfit a little bit better, accessorize the bag, change up the look. Speaking of chain straps, a chain strap shortener is essential. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll attach a photo if you can't see it. But I have a set of these and I originally got these for my Chanel Mini and I was able to use it and shorten the strap. I just found that because the leather inside the bag is so delicate, I just started using like a satin ribbon to tie the strap together. But I think if the inside of the bag is not as delicate, I 100% would be using these chain shorteners a lot, especially because I am 4'11". Like sometimes the chain straps just don't work. Sometimes they're just a little bit too long. And so I really like having these on hand just in case. Moving over to like handbag storage, closet storage kind of thing. The next thing is a handbag hook. I'm sure we've seen these around and these are honestly so great because if you are at a restaurant or you're going out and there's just not a lot of space on the table or on the chair, or there's not enough space for a chair next to you to put your bag down, to have a hook that it just sits on the table and you can hang your bag so it doesn't get dirty. It doesn't get like any kind of water damage or anything like that. It's perfect that it just sits on the side of the table. I have a couple of these sprinkled into my bag, so I just leave them in the bags, especially if I know like my book tote, for example, it is just way too big. I usually sit like a little bit farther in the chair and then have my bag behind me. But for the book tote, it is way too big. Even for my Picatin, it's like too round. So I usually carry like a little bag hook with me and I just hook it on the top handle. I will say though, be very cautious about where you are using the bag hook because I have heard people like having their bag hook just like on the side of the table and they're sitting outside. It's very easy for people to just like swing by your table and like grab the bag. So be very cautious where you're using it and when you're using it. But for the most part, it is really good to have in certain bags. So the next thing we have are these bag stands. I really just got these off of Amazon and I've been having them for years and I love how they look. I love that they all match and everything like that. This is what I use for my Prada Clio because the Clio does not sit straight. It doesn't sit, it just like flops. It's one of those bags that just flops. And I actually have the height adjusted so that it just barely hits the base. I think when I'm like holding it, it doesn't hit, but I swear it just hits the base. So it's not like putting pressure on the top of the strap here. And some of the shorter bags I do have, I just have like an acrylic base for it. So the handles stay up, but it's not holding the weight of the bag, if that makes sense. I think these are great for displaying your bag, but also there's a lot of bags like the Dior Saddle bag, like the Prada Clio, Bottega Mini Jodi, that just don't sit up straight. So having a bag stand like this not only looks really chic, but it's nice to be able to just keep your bags upright in one position. Next thing are handbag dividers in your closet. I know I mentioned that the dust bags are great when you are storing your bags, especially if you're putting the bags next to each other, so it doesn't rub the color transfer on them. I personally don't keep my bags in the dust bags because for one, they're already like inside the closet. So they're already kind of like away from sunlight and everything like that. But also because I'm constantly using different bags, it's kind of a hassle to like take bags in and out of the dust bag. So if you have these handbag shelf organizers or like separators, you're able to keep the bag straight and upright without having it touch the other bag and potentially get color transfer on it. It also keeps a lot of the bag just like more organized, and I love the way that this looks. The next essential I have is a satin wrap with a chain strap. Honestly, you can use any scrap material for this, but you want to be able to wrap the chain on top of the bag so it doesn't indent the bag in any way, especially with lambskin and Chanel. We all know lambskin is just really delicate, so you want to make sure that you're protecting the top of the bag and this chain itself by wrapping it like this. It is just super easy to do, and you can literally use any material. And if you don't have scrap material laying around, they also sell these, I think, on Etsy and Amazon. I think you can just look up chain protector fabric or something like that. I'll put it in the description box below if I can find any, especially if you have a Chanel or any kind of bag where the chain just sits on top of the bag and you don't want to damage the top of the bag with the chain. Last but certainly not least, a good leather cleaner is essential. I have tried a couple handbag cleaners, and I'm going to be honest, I don't have a strong pull towards one or the other, but I have been using Havre Deluxe for a while now, a couple years, and I just really like that it comes in a set like this, which is easy to use. So you're just going to use the cleaner first, so the leather cleaners to get rid of any dirt, debris, dust, stains, all of that. Most leather cleaners I have tried have been able to get out all of the stains. One of my bags in particular, I think it's the Kate Spade Smile. It's in this hot pink color, but for whatever reason, that bag always just gets dirty and has color transfer on it. And I've been using this for a while. I've been always able to get out the color transfer, but it is better to do it like as soon as possible whenever you notice a stain or spill or anything like that. So I use the cleaner first and then I condition. And then if you want, you can spray like a protective spray on it. I've used this protector spray. I've also used Apple Guard for Vachetta, and I've also used Carbon Pro for my Dior book tote. It is really important because you're spending so much money on these bags that you're taking good care of them and you're making sure that the leather is cleaned and conditioned. It's not going to crack, and you really want to protect these bags because yes, you are using it and they are meant to be used, but these do cost a lot of money. Okay, so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll leave all of the items linked in the description box below. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!